We've been talking about the Texas floods. There has been a lot of loss of life. Camp Mystic took a lot. It was tragic what happened to all of those kids, the counselors, and Kerrville in Kerr County. They took a big hit as far as the death toll, and it's still climbing. I'm going to get to that in a moment. Camp Bandina is an all-black camp, and these people were able to reunite. These kids were able to reunite with their parents. They got out and they got their kids to safety. Camp Bandina youth campers returned to Houston, share prayers for missing Camp Mystic girls in the wake of the deadly flooding. This camp and this good news has not hit the mainstream. So let's talk a little bit about it. Here is the video that goes along with that.
Flash flooding near Camp Bandina left roads blocked and families worried. A bus finally pulled back into town, bringing home dozens of kids and a wave of emotion. Orko Manna was there for the heartfelt reunion.
To see this bus pull into the parking lot of Garden Oaks Church of Christ in North Houston is such a relief for these families. All these kids spending time this week at Camp Bandina, a Christian youth camp in Bandera, Texas. Flooding from the Guadalupe River and this tree blocking their way out of the camp, causing concern for loved ones.
I missed y'all. I'm so glad y'all made it back safely.
Erica White, grateful to see her 13-year-old daughter Madison Saturday and share an embrace. It's comforting to know all the kids are okay.
We were just praying, and last night was rough, but I was so happy when I could track her on Life 360 and see that they were heading back, so very grateful.
The panic paralyzing, knowing that less than 30 miles north of Camp Bandina in the Texas Hill Country is Camp Mystic. In the wake of the intense flooding Friday, Camp Mystic officials say more than 20 kids are still missing.
That camp isn't too far from where you guys were. So, I mean, how are you processing what happened out there?
We were initially shocked, and we were a little scared, to be honest, but we did pray about it, and fortunately we got through it.
It really shook a lot of the adults. We tried to keep the kids unaware of it.
Youth Minister Bryce Powers telling me his heart is with Camp Mystic right now.
We're blessed to have avoided the storm. We're blessed to be here, you know, we do send our thoughts and prayers out to the families of the people who are lost and who they're still looking for.
Powers calling himself and his campers lucky that the water receded near them so they could come home.
Nature slowed it down just enough for us to get up out of there.
Reporting in North Houston, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
Texas has definitely taken up a lot of bandwidth, but there has been flooding in New Mexico, and 3 people have died in New Mexico.
Oh no, oh no, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh.
This flood in New Mexico has left a man and 2 children dead after being swept downstream. I'll keep watching what's going on in New Mexico and to see if they have a bunch of missing people or if the death toll will rise there. Now let's go back to Texas. The death toll has climbed to 119 and is probably going to continue to climb because there are still dozens upon dozens of people unaccounted for. The number of people who have died from flooding in Texas continues to rise, with at least 119 people dead throughout the state, officials said on Wednesday. Search crews continue to look for people as residents and news organizations question government's alarm and warning systems. In Kerr County, the area that was worst affected by last Friday's flood, officials said on Wednesday morning that 95 people have died. The other 24 people who have died are from surrounding areas. The Kerr County Sheriff said 59 adults and 36 children had died, with 27 bodies still unidentified. People are slowly returning to their properties to survey the damage from the devastating flash floods as local officials continue with rescue, recovery, and cleanup efforts. There are 161 people believed to be missing in Kerr County due to the flash floods, making up the majority of the 173 people missing in the entire state. Camp Mystic and the all-girls Christian camp that was gravely affected by the flood still has 5 campers and 1 counselor missing. As cleanup efforts continue, more and more people are scrutinizing the government's alert system to warn people before the flood. Journalistic investigations have revealed that first responders asked that a mass alert system in Kerr County be triggered on Friday morning. The alert system sends text messages and delivers pre-recorded emergency telephone messages to some people in the area. Dispatchers delayed a 4:22 a.m. request from volunteer firefighters for an alert to be sent, saying they needed special authorization according to reporting from the Texas Public Radio, TPR, based on emergency radio transmissions they reviewed. Some residents received flood warnings within an hour. Others told TPR they did not receive an alert until 10 a.m., nearly 6 hours after responders' requests. A separate story from KSAT confirms TPR's reporting. There are inconsistencies regarding local officials' response. In his first press conference on July 4th after the flood, the Kerr County judge said the area did not have an emergency alert system. I believe those questions need to be answered to the families of the missed loved ones, to the public, to the people who put me in this office, and I want to know, and we're going to get that answer. Kerr County Sheriff Larry Lethia said. We are going to talk about this emergency alert system. I talked about it briefly yesterday. I'm going to talk about it again in just a moment. We're not running. We're not going to hide. That's going to be checked into at a later time. There are no outdoor weather sirens to blast alerts in some communities in the area. Since 2015, Kerr County officials have applied for grants for a flood warning system, the New York Times reported. For years, officials have also warned the series of summer camps in the area of incoming floods by word of mouth. A Change.org petition was launched after the flood for an early warning siren system and has more than 35,000 signatures. Rescue and recovery efforts are continuing. The Kerr County Sheriff's Department is working on rescue and recovery efforts, the sheriff said, adding that it was an all-hands-on-deck situation. I talked about this yesterday. This person posted in the Leopards Ate My Face. She says, he or she says, Kerrville residents and commissioners did not want to upgrade their flood sirens for many reasons, but one of them was not wanting to spend federal funds. However, they didn't want to send the money back because blue states might have gotten it. These sirens could have saved lives. Now over 100 people are dead in this flash flood, and it's probably going to continue to rise. This person gives a link, but when I click the link, it comes out all wonky because I use my cell phone. But I am going to read the minutes of the 3 people that she gave screenshots to. He or she gave screenshots to. This is person number 1. This person says, I'm here to ask this court today to send this money back to the Biden administration, which I consider to be the most criminal, treasonous communist government ever to hold the White House. And Kerr County should not be accepting anything from these people. They're currently facilitating an invasion of our border, and we're going to support these people. So that's what I have to say. Thank you. Person number 2 says, I happen to know there is no such thing as free money. It's never government funded. It's taxpayers funded. So they're taking our money and they're putting strings attached to it, and then they're giving it back to us. And then they're going to get their foot in the door in this county. We don't want their money. I feel like the people have spoken, and I stand with the people. Thank you for your time. And then this is the third person. Like some of the others, I moved here from Colorado, not California, but Colorado, but for the exact same reason. I watched my state deteriorate, and it continues to give in to federal authority over all kinds of aspects of our lives. We moved here, and I just thank God for Texas, and I'd like to see it stay that way. I had never been involved in local politics until I came here, but when we left Colorado, I said I will get involved locally. I will not watch it happen in another state without my having some input and saying, stop. This is where we draw the line. This is where we hold the line. And I think all of you gentlemen here want that too. I'm asking you to reconsider your decision and send the money back. Keep Kerr County free. Thank you. Now, I'm hearing that this warning system is going to cost about $1 million, maybe more. And they said no to federal funds. And this is literally where government is supposed to come in and work for the people. But they said no. And now they're going to have to figure out, where to point the blame, because so many of the flood victims were actually white people or wealthy donors, and definitely part of the MAGA movement. These people were probably either MAGA voters or the children of MAGA voters. So somebody's head's going to roll. Somebody is going to be held accountable for this failure, even though the failure lies with the people that absolutely did not want a warning system, and definitely didn't want a warning system if it was paid for by the Biden administration. I talked about this woman yesterday. This woman is a Texas patriot. She is part MAGA. She was here crying, like, help us. We're not wealthy. We're not wealthy like, Kerrville and Kerr County. We're not. Help us. Help us. Get us clean water. She is crying. But
well, good afternoon, America. The big beautiful bill was signed, and we as Americans have just been given the largest tax cuts. I wasn't going to step up on your video this morning.
You just couldn't help out a
but
thousand
I'm going to have to do that.
people.
We're not going to help out anybody.
Y'all
been living on food stamps, EBT, Section 8 housing your entire freaking life, and you're not going to do it anymore. If you can work, you're an able-bodied person, go get a job. I'm tired of paying for it. And you, ma'am, probably are on Social Security, so you'll get the help you need. Have the day you deserve.
But for God's sakes, Travis County, help us. Don't treat us like we're nothing out here, because we're not. We're human beings. We pay taxes out here. Don't treat us like this.
this is that same woman, Auburn Gallagher McMillan. This is the same woman. Here is her Facebook page. Here she is mocking alligator Alcatraz. She thinks that it's so funny. In many of the videos that are going around, she's sitting up here mocking people for thinking this is atrocious, that alligators could eat people simply because they're on alligator Alcatraz. She was seen laughing because people are going to lose their Medicaid or SNAP benefits. And now she is crying and begging and pleading for a little taste of some socialism. Come save us. They want people to have some sympathy and empathy and grace and send help, but so many of these MAGA supporters have literally none. And then finally, I'm going to share this woman's video. She's talking about this man. This man is talking about what's going on in Texas, but this man was also a MAGA person that was mocking what was going on in California. She does a great job. I'm just going to share her video now. So these people, they literally, we're going to continue to have these storms, but it's do we want to give grace across the board, or is it just going to be a storm by storm type of thing? Let me know.